They used to call Australia the lucky country, where people came from all over the world to turn their dreams into realities. But for many Australians, it's not that way anymore. With setbacks in the rural industries, rising unemployment in the cities, an aging population, and a drop in world demand for our raw materials, the future looks downright unlucky. But for the people you see on this video, Australia is still a lucky country because it's a country where they can dream. Dream of good health and a good income. In other words, a better lifestyle for their children, their friends, and their communities. And they're making their dreams come true. And these ordinary Australians are people just like you, who saw a presentation just like this and decided to make their dreams happen. So, what's your dream? For some Australians, the dream is to win the lottery and buy a big house, a boat, a big car, and live happily ever after. For some, it's just to have a little extra to buy a better pair of shoes for the children and pay the power bill on time. For others of us, the dream is sponsoring poor and orphaned children in third world countries, or making a larger commitment of either time or money to a church or a charity. And we all want to live happy, healthy lives and to know we're doing the best for our families.
One of my goals was to sponsor orphan children and work with homeless children in Australia, but I didn't have the time or the money in which to do this. But now things have changed, and what a fabulous feeling it was to put that first child's photograph on our refrigerator.
Freedom to do what we want to do with our children, because, see, our children are the most important things in our lives.
I'd still be working full-time as a teacher, and I'd be spending time with other people's children instead of spending time with my children.
We just wanted to pay the small bills. Neil and I were a single-income family, and we found that things were getting a little bit tight. And we got to a point where I used to hope the mailman didn't stop at our place in case there was another bill to pay. And it's funny how after a while we came across this system where I could work from home and earn an income without having to go out to work, and now the bills are paid on time.
These ordinary Australians are working towards their dreams. Perhaps, like you, they looked at all the other alternatives but found each one had serious drawbacks.
Well, I work in a bank. I see people every day who are in financial difficulties. They just have to spend less in order to survive. We were like that at one stage, but now we've had the opportunity to buy a car, build our own home, and give generously to our friends who might be in a tight spot.
In 1987, due to a series of reversals in our business, we found ourselves in the unenviable position of having our net worth decreasing each year instead of increasing. Not a very comfortable position to be in at my age. Now we've completely turned that around. Our net worth is increasing at between 10 and 20% per annum, and I can see that continuing indefinitely.
And when we found that we were going backwards financially and had recovered from the shock of that, which was quite tremendous, we sat down together and we worked out a strict budget, and that was painful. And struggling along under that pressure was not something I want to do again. However, now, after working our business as we are, we now have a good cash flow and we have money put aside in reserve for emergencies.
There isn't the financial risk. About the same time we became involved in this, some people we know became involved in a traditional business. You know, they had to mortgage their home and all that kind of thing. And today they're in quite some financial difficulty. On the other hand, we're tens of thousands of dollars better off.
We were using several of the alternatives. We were working 3 jobs. I was teaching, Jerry was marketing manager at a regional shopping centre and playing 3 nights a week in a band. And I was having to study part-time to improve my qualifications.
Yeah, all in the aid of getting ahead, but we never had any time to do anything that we wanted to do. Remember we had the boat in those days, and like a trip out on the boat was to pull it forward 8 feet, mow the grass and put it back again. Big deal. But since we'd used this system, within 12 months of getting started, Sandy was able to give up her job as a teacher. We've now got a serious boat, a yacht, and we're able to have go out when we want to and have the time to enjoy it, which is great. Things really have changed.
How have these people effected such a change in their circumstances? The answer is amazingly simple. These people told their friends about word-of-mouth marketing, a unique Australian system that gives people full-time or part-time income without having to sell products to others. There are 2 things that make our system work: duplication of your own effort and direct purchasing from an Australian company, supplying everyday quality groceries and unique services to tens of thousands of families throughout Australia. We'll tell you more about the products in a moment. Let's look at how the duplication principle works first. It's a matter of good news travelling fast. You'll want to tell your friends about what you're achieving, and they in turn will tell their friends. Duplicating your own enthusiasm and sharing what you've discovered with others is what builds into a substantial income, all by word of mouth. Let's say two of your friends catch the vision of building a business and place an order with the company, and they help two of their friends to catch the vision and place an order. When these 4 people introduce 2 people each, and those 8 introduce 2 each, at that time you will have a group of 30, which means the company will have 30 new customers and you would have an income of around $300 a month, which the company pays you direct based on the orders of you and your group, yet you personally only introduced 2 people. How can the company pay you that $300? Well, the company saves money by not having shops, advertising, unnecessary packaging, or middlemen like wholesalers or distributors. Word of mouth means that these savings are shared among the members as bonuses. That's what builds your income and the income of your friends. Introduce 3 people at first and your group grows to 120 in the same time frame as before, and you will have an income from the company of around $900 a month.
The thing about it was that it was an ongoing income. In our first year we earned about $18,000, and that's what impressed us most, was that it was ongoing.
Sure, it didn't impress us very much. I mean, it took a while to get to the $18,000 a year, but on top of our jobs, it was good money. And the thing about it is the ongoing part. We went on that 3-week holiday, and while we were away, of course, we weren't doing anything with the business, and we came back to a cheque in the mail of $1,200. I mean, there's something very therapeutic about getting a cheque in the mail and come back from a holiday. And I mean, if we neglected it like any business, I mean, it wouldn't work. You've got to put the time in and follow the system. But the thing I like about it, if you can see where you want to go down the track to have an ongoing renewable income for life, well, it's a great way to go. It set us free.
That's good. Right.
Noel Whittaker is one of Australia's most trusted financial advisors. We asked him what he thought of word-of-mouth marketing.
These days, small business is getting harder and harder. You've got a mesh of government controls. You've got enormous start-up costs, enormous ongoing costs. The great thing about word-of-mouth marketing is that you can do it while you're at your own job and you've got no overheads.
When you find something good, like a fun movie, you tell people about it. When you're onto something really good, you tell a lot of people about it. Look at the potential when you introduce 5 people. You will have a huge group. Many will be building a business like you, helping other people turn their dreams into realities. Their incomes will be growing thanks to you. Others in your group will just be enjoying the products. They will all be ordering from the company, and you will have a regular ongoing income of around $6,000 a month paid by the company.
I've seen a lot of people get excited about the mathematics on paper, and sometimes it can just become a matter of shuffling numbers on paper. However, as Janice and I discovered, you've got to get started. We wrote down a list of approximately 100 names, and interestingly enough, about 63 didn't really want to get involved. But the exciting thing for us was that 37 did. And of the 37, 5 took it very seriously. And for us, we watched over the 3 years, that grow to a very large group and an income of about $50,000 a year. And that's the real message. It's duplication, and we find it very exciting.
Let's look now at the direct purchasing part of the system. You and the people with whom you share the idea simply purchase many of your major household items direct from the company using our toll-free 008 number. Or post your order with a cheque, and the amount you spend will be comparable with what you spend at the supermarket now. They buy their products from Advanced Life Foods, not from you. But here are some things we do that the supermarket doesn't offer. We are proudly Australian, and all your products are manufactured right here in Australia. You'll see the fabulous range of products in more detail on the second part of this tape. All your products carry a 90-day, 100% money-back guarantee, so you can shop with confidence. All your products are environmentally responsible. All your food products are prepared under these stringent rules. They must be low in fat, low in lactose and cholesterol free. They must be low in sugar, low in allergens and high in fibre. There are no animal fats, no artificial colours or flavours and no preservatives. And to answer the question on everyone's lips, yes, the foods must taste great too. And they do. All your products are delivered by Australia Post. Huge volumes are shipped daily. In fact, our shipping department is Australia Post's biggest parcel post customer in Queensland. All your products carry a points value. An order as small as only 100 points, roughly $130, means your products will be delivered freight-free. You will even receive a bonus check on your own order, and you'll have a business of your own to build to whatever size you want to make it. It all depends on your dream. Compare that with what the supermarkets offer. So you can see why we say the system is simple and exciting. Share the idea with others and use the products yourself. That's what is turning dreams into realities for people all across Australia.
Well, the alternative which we faced was for me to carry on working with the council for the next 15 years or so. And then with a little bit of superannuation I'd get, it wouldn't be enough, and then go on the pension and just gradually deteriorate from there. And I reckon this is a lot better alternative, the word of mouth marketing, where we can do a bit of travelling, we can become financially independent, help other people, and generally have a wow of a time.
An old Australian saying goes like this: if you keep doing what you've been doing, mate, you'll get more of what you've got. Are you ready for something different? Here is what is ahead of you. As well as an ongoing, renewable, growing income, there are opportunities for you to win cash bonuses.
We've earned a lot of cash bonuses through this business, and probably the best one is $1,000 cash, but Neil won't let me spend it.
You can take overseas trips on company conventions.
Actually, it was something we thought we might do in 10 years' time when the children had grown, but to earn that fully paid trip to Vanuatu really was exciting for us.
With all the rest of the Asian trips, there's no holding us back.
You'll receive recognition for your achievements at many levels. There is even a plan where you can earn a luxury car. And you'll develop confidence as you grow personally. You don't need a special personality, special intelligence or special skill. You don't need to have been born with the right makeup. All you need is the word-of-mouth marketing business plan and the willingness to work at it consistently. So start now. Make out your first order. Make up a list of people and share the vision with them. You'll find our head office staff in Brisbane will back you with great service all the way. This is our Managing Director, Neil Reid.
The thing that I like about this company is that it gives ordinary Australians a wonderful opportunity to achieve something in their lives. And it's not dependent on their abilities or their talent, but on their goals and their dreams and how they follow the plan. Look at Larry and Lee Hannigan, for example, an ordinary Australian couple who joined the business in 1982, shared the idea with their friends, and within 6 months, they are earning $3,000 a month. And within 4 years, they bought the company. It's a great Australian company giving wonderful opportunity to Australians.
The remaining 2 segments on this tape have been designed to watch over and over to get a clear picture and a firm grasp of how simple this business really is. Segment 2 will introduce you to our exciting range of products. Segment 3 will explain in detail what to do to get off to a great start, to build your own business and financial freedom.
In Australia, the lucky country, half our population dies of heart disease or stroke. 1 in 3 Australians dies of cancer. 50% of cancer deaths are from bowel cancer. 1 in 10 Australians dies of a diabetic-related disease. Although it's true we will all die from something, too many people are either dying before their time or living miserably because of illness. And the primary reason? Wrong attitudes to healthy living. In other words, not enough exercise and poor diet. Most people know why we should exercise regularly and develop sound eating habits. But the challenge is to get started with healthy living. This presentation shows you the Advanced Life Foods range of products and gives you an overview of the benefits you'll receive from using them. The Commonwealth Department of Health and the Dietitians Association of Australia have formulated these official dietary guidelines. So, a good diet should be low in fat, low in sugar, low in salt, high in fibre and high in complex carbohydrates. One of Australia's most popular health and fitness consultants, Dr. John Tickell, says we need to act now.
People say, well, hang on, we're living longer. But I say, well, you hang on, we're actually getting sicker earlier. And the diseases we're bringing on are diseases of Western civilisation. The cancers, the heart disease, the strokes, the blood pressure, the kidney troubles, the anxiety, neuroses. These are things that we're bringing on ourselves. And once again, you're looking at the intake of food as a top priority. I mean, the Western world is full of easy, fast foods, very high fat content, very little fibre. This is where we've got to get the pendulum back towards the basic foods, the plant foods, the low fat foods. The foods we're talking about are foods that word of mouth marketing represent. And as I've said before, that's top stuff.
These are the foundations on which the Advanced Life Foods are based. For years, people have been buying products out of the supermarket just because a total stranger on the TV told them to, or just because they were cheap, with no regard for their health or the environment. Now, through word of mouth, you are being introduced to products that are being enjoyed by tens of thousands of people all over Australia. In turn, your friends and family will enjoy them when you introduce them to their own word-of-mouth marketing business. Remember, none of our members needs to sell these products. Everyone buys them from the manufacturer using the toll-free 008 number. The products have stood the test of time and the close scrutiny of tens of thousands of satisfied consumers. Most people don't need to know all the technical details about ingredients, but if you do, when you get your Healthy Living Manual, you can study the well-researched facts and figures for yourself. It makes interesting reading. The range of products is extensive, so we'll talk about them in groups and highlight one or two from each group. The best way for you to become familiar with them is to become a 100% product user. Of course, you'll have your favourites, but in time, all the products will become popular in your home. If you look at our products, they divide into 4 areas. The 4 groups are the beverage and dessert group, the fibre group, the personal care and supplement group, and the home care group. Ask anyone who knows our products which is their favourite, and you'll see a warm smile as they tell you it's Waylite Malt Supreme, the star of the beverage and dessert group.
Before we started, our daughter was quite a severe asthmatic, actually requiring her Ventolin puffers about 3 times a night. And since we've been using the products, within about 2 weeks of using all the products, and cutting out dairy foods completely, we found that she didn't require the Ventolin puffer at all overnight.
Or the Bricanyl and Becotide and all the other medication that she was on. So
she just doesn't seem to require it any longer at all.
The company was founded on Waylite, a unique low-lactose, cholesterol-free alternative to dairy milk. It's from the cheese-making process and is part of whole milk. When the fats and some proteins have been removed, the remaining whey is rich in nutrients. This exclusive formulation is rich in calcium and fortified with essential vitamins and minerals. It is particularly well tolerated by people unable to drink whole cow's milk.
With the Waylite and the Waylite, our milk and ice cream options, both my children and myself noticed quite an improvement in their health. They inherited Dad's bad tendency to hay fever, runny nose and stuff, and it's almost non-existent now, and we just never go to the doctor, so it's been fantastic.
Waylite has only half the calories of ordinary milk. The simple preparation is outlined on the pack. You add Waylite Malt Supreme to cold water and mix it. Put it in the fridge overnight and you'll never have to run to the shop for milk before breakfast again. And anyone who has asthma or other allergies related to whole milk may well be able to enjoy a normal life with Waylite.
Our son Jason had an allergy to cow's milk and used to develop severe tonsillitis, and we didn't realise it because we're using Waylite and Wadelite.
It was only when we would go away for more than 3 days and we would be using whole cow's milk and other ice cream and breads from that we weren't using Waylite and Wadelite that he would develop his allergy again. It just seemed to be clearing it up. We just didn't realise it until after we'd been using all the Waylite and Wadelite for about 12 months or more.
Now when we go away, we just take the Waylite and the Wadelite with us and he doesn't come up with a sore throat.
Besides the popular plain flavour, there are also vanilla, strawberry and chocolate. There are tasty drink concentrates that even diabetics can enjoy. For a hot drink, there's Cafe Light, which is low in caffeine, and Sarita, which is caffeine-free. Soyavite is excellent for people who are lactose intolerant and are therefore unable to drink milk-derived products. You can see many of the items from the fibre group ready to eat. The star of the show is the home-cooked Heitenbrot bread. It takes about 5 minutes to mix straight from the pack. You knead the dough for 5 minutes. After 3 or 4 minutes of other preparation and 40 minutes proving time, the oven does the rest. All the instructions are on the pack, so it's foolproof. There are several varieties, all high in fibre, low in salt and low in fat.
My little girl is 2 years old. She was suffering from chronic constipation and she was also an asthmatic. Chronic constipation means simply she won't pass a bowel movement. We would have to go to the hospital at 1, 2 in the morning on several occasions for her to have an enema. The change came when a friend of mine put forward to me a business proposition. Among the literature he showed me, I noticed a very important word to me at that particular time, which was fibre. And that's what started a very interesting few months for me. The fibre was in the Heitenbrot bread mixture, which was part of the Advanced Life Foods. After 1 month of feeding her the bread, lo and behold, she started to pass naturally. It was a big shock, big surprise, and my wife and I, we were just overwhelmed. It was great. She's now taking no medication. She doesn't go to specialist doctors for any of the problems. The symptoms have completely disappeared. And it's just a miracle. Oh, it really is. It's fantastic that actually now it's hard to believe she's the same little girl.
There's a high-fibre country grain loaf, a high-fibre white loaf, high-fibre wholemeal, high-fibre oat bran loaf, and high-fibre light rye. You saw the children eyeing these delicious, soft-textured, spicy buns. The pack makes 24. Make muffins, scones, pikelets and biscuits with the muffin and biscuit mix. The flour is organically grown and stone ground. Oh, excuse us. It's not time for dessert yet, but when it is, they'll go for these in a big way. Low in fat and cholesterol-free, Wadelite is a delicious iced confection you make at home, which has half the kilojoules of premium ice cream. Custard Delight, cheesecake, Yolite and mousse are all delicious and all made with reduced calories, reduced fat and nothing artificial. This is healthy living at its best. Now here's a surprise. Instead of meat, we're having burger patties made from our wholesome alternative range of meatless small goods. Made from cholesterol-free and fat-free ingredients, they come in 4 flavours, ready for you to make into patties, sausage or casseroles. John used to have a cholesterol problem. He loved eggs, but they were taken from his diet. Today, he's enjoying this quiche because of Wegs, the revolutionary cholesterol-free egg option. Add your choice of finely chopped vegetables for nourishing scrambled eggs.
My cholesterol was 6.9 and I tried everything I could to get it down, and I got tested again, it was 6.5. And when we started using the products, I tested again and it dropped to 3.7, and I hadn't even done anything to get it down, just used the Advanced Life Food products.
As a healthy addition, you'll also enjoy the 4 soup bases, along with home-style savoury rice in 4 flavours. Easy to prepare, and Super Sauce is a butter-flavoured dressing without the fat or cholesterol of butter. It can be used in a variety of ways, adding special flavour to vegetables and traditional dishes where a sauce is served. Our cookbook is full of great ideas using our products, and so is the monthly magazine. Now we'll take a quick look at the products in the personal and household groups. Since the days of Cleopatra, aloe vera gel has been credited with healing and soothing when applied to the skin and of relieving a multitude of ailments when taken as a drink. All Aloe Balm is highly effective in relieving the sting of sunburn, soothing skin rashes, insect bites and skin allergies. All Aloe Heat Rub is a cream specially formulated to bring temporary relief from arthritic and muscular pain. BioVite is one of the most advanced mineral and vitamin ranges available today. Supplement your diet and ensure the comprehensive vitamin and mineral intake your body needs. You'll be pleased to know that they are also sugar and starch free. These Esprit personal care products are all organic and have the correct pH balance to harmonise with your skin and hair. Esprit Body Lotion is a silky lotion with extracts of chamomile to soothe and care for your skin. Like Esprit Hand Cream, it gently soothes and repairs skin whilst imparting a delicate fragrance. Herbal Fresh Toothpaste, made without artificial colours, sweeteners or fluoride, and our Herbal Fresh Roll-On Personal Deodorant are designed to give you personal freshness without stinging or skin irritation. In the laundry, the Clean Team is No Fuss Stain Remover in an economical roll-on applicator and Bright Clean, the highly concentrated washing powder. No Fuss is powerful, but free of bleaches and solvents. Just half a cup of Bright Clean in a normal wash load works equally well in hot or cold water. It's ideal for heavy stains and yet it cares for delicate fabrics. The star of the household group is MultiClean, a super concentrated household cleaner which copes with heavy-duty cleaning swiftly and easily. It's very economical and environmentally responsible. One bottle of concentrate makes up to 21 litres of household cleaner. One made-up litre costs only around 50 cents. It's so versatile it does a variety of cleaning jobs from dishes to jewellery, and yet it doesn't contain any harsh chemicals. The uses go on. MultiClean is especially good for spots in colour-fast carpets and upholstery. The Extra Strength Mixture MultiClean is for cleaning heavy outdoor jobs. Soft Clean is our biodegradable pH-balanced blend that can outperform soap as a cleanser for face, hands and body. Use this gentle personal cleaner to wash very delicate fabrics and hand-painted clothing. Soft Clean contains no animal fat. Efficient and concentrated, it saves you time and money.
I just love Soft Clean. It's a fabulous product. Cleaning my bathroom is a thing of the past. The mould around the shower, the ring around the bath, it's gone forever. The bathroom just about cleans itself.
Every home needs a good disinfectant and antiseptic. Hygiene Clean controls bacteria in your kitchen, toilet and bathroom. A little dishwashing concentrate goes a long way and does a great job, leaving your sink grease-free and smelling fresh. We've only introduced you to some of the products. Our product range is being adapted and developed under constant research and market demand, so it will continue to grow. The best way for you to appreciate the products is to become what we call a 100% product user. It is one of the keys to success in building a business. All your products come with a 90-day 100% money-back guarantee, so you can shop with total confidence. You're buying Australian-made goods, made the environmentally responsible way, effective in their application and economical in their use. So if you haven't done it yet, now would be a good time to make out your first order and then make up a list of people and share the vision with them. Depending on where you live, your new product will arrive in a few working days after your order is received. There is one more segment on this tape. It will show you how to get a head start in your new word-of-mouth business. Don't forget, there is another video tape, the training tape, which is for those who are already members and who desire information and training to build a solid business and a sound income. The Day One book outlines the steps you'll take for a good, confident start in your word-of-mouth business. The person who shared this tape with you has one of these books for you. If you don't have yours, watch as we take you through, then call the person and get your own copy. The successful people in the business will tell you they walked through all these steps one by one, following the advice of those who had been down the same proven path before them. What worked for them will work for you. We asked two of our leaders, Keith Jenke and Jerry Crockford, to share their best ideas for getting started. Jerry says it all starts with goals.
Most people aim at nothing in particular in life and achieve it with amazing accuracy, you know, and that's what I was doing. I was aiming at nothing. And so you have to learn goal setting. You know, each person, husband, wife, single person, whatever, should take the time to write out some of the things they want to achieve, their monetary value and the date they want to achieve them by. And get specific. One of the first ones I wrote down, I remember, I'm not a gardener, and I thought, well, if I could afford to have someone else mow the grass, I could enjoy gardening then, you know, that would be great. And then you write down things like, you know, a new car, pay off the house, support a child overseas, whatever the goals are, and use the system to be able to get where you want to go. It's just great.
Actually, what happens, you know, when you talk to people about writing these things down, they find it a bit strange.
Oh, almost like they're scared to. I was a little bit. After years of not being able to get anywhere, it's almost scared to make this commitment on paper that I can do this.
Yeah, so what they do, they write sort of fairly small things. But once they've been involved with the business a little while and meet other people achieving through writing down goals and going to functions and listening to tapes, they start writing down bigger goals and more of them. And that's absolutely vital to actually write them down and start believing in it.
Actually, Christine Gear said something like that when we interviewed her.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. A classic example.
Talk about goals. Our first goal was for a Kenwood Mixmaster, and we thought that was pretty big at the time. But it's amazing how quickly the business grows. And before long, we had bought our new car and decided that we're going to build our own home, and we're doing that now.
I believe the second step is to make a list of names. Is that right?
Yeah, a written list of a minimum of 100 names we recommend.
100 names? I mean, does everyone know 100 people?
Well, actually, they do, Dean. But a lot of people have this, they're prejudging in their mind, thinking, oh, no, that one wouldn't be interested, so they don't put them down on the list. But we just say a written list, you know, workmates, people you went to school with, church groups.
Yeah, it's not a list of who might be interested, it's a list of names. And look, we all know hundreds of people that we think we don't, as Keith said, so we need something to pull them out of our mind. Now, a good idea is you get the index from the yellow pages and just start at the top, you know, B, butcher. Who do I know who's a butcher? Oh, Greg James, you know, and write his name down. And that triggers you, man, you know, who you know.
Actually, we've got one guy in our business, Dave Sherman, who's very successful with this, and he trains his group, and they go through it, and they, on average, find about 14 names per letter of the alphabet. So there's 26 letters in the alphabet, so you can see how it soon builds a list.
And the important thing is you don't prejudge. I mean, it really makes you spit. I mean, I've done that. You go to write your list and you think, oh, I won't put him on the list because he wouldn't be interested, you know? And then you go to a word-of-mouth marketing function and there he is. And he's making all this money and he's thanking someone else for introducing him instead of me. So the thing is, I mean, you've got a story about your cousin.
Sure did. No, I've had several of my own personal rallies have been introduced by other people. And this is what we find, Dean. People sometimes don't put their names on the list because they're thinking, oh, I'm not too, like as if they're getting their friends involved in something and they're not quite sure about. Where the reality of it is, their friends will be contacting them, you know, in 6 months, 12 months time saying, thank you for putting my name on your list because you've helped them into a great opportunity.
Yeah, giving them the chance to make money because it's like it says on page 4, these people are your future business associates.
I think on page 5 there's a list of suggestions of how to make the initial contact, isn't there?
Exactly, and that's a great way to get started in the business. Obviously, the longer you're in the business, your own personality that comes through. But Jerry had a couple of points there on that one.
We were just talking earlier, it's like, key is enthusiasm, you know. You read what's in the Day One book, but adapt it to suit your own personality, but be enthusiastic. And we're all enthusiastic to different levels. There's one fellow in my group, and he lives out in the bush somewhere, and he's a big man, you know. He probably wouldn't say 5 words in a day, and he rings people up and says, "G'day, it's Ron here. I've got to talk to you. I'm onto something good." And on the other end of the phone, they're saying, "Ron's excited. We better get around there," you know. So, but it's whatever's in your heart. But the other key is the purpose of the call isn't to ring someone up to explain how it works and all that. That's like, I mean, pardon the expression of me to say, but it's like trying to give them a haircut on the telephone. I mean, the reason you ring them up is to say, hey, I've got something to share with you, let's get together.
The real secret, though, it has to come from within. It has to come from your heart. That's the genuine enthusiasm. And John Smart, actually, he's one of those guys that really does speak from his heart.
When it comes to making telephone calls to your friends, it's really got to come from your heart. I've learnt the whole business is based on the law of attraction. So when you make the phone call, Speak from the heart, lower the drawbridge and whistle your friends across to this great opportunity.
We also asked John to comment on the fact that many new people think they should look for strong sales personalities.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of people think you tend to want to get folk that are in direct sales, you know, sales type of person involved in the business. However, in my experience, that's not so. It's really the normal mum and dad with the normal working job excitingly sharing the concept with their friends who really make it into the big time in this company. Another thing folk often ask me after my 6 years is, well, what sort of technique do you use? Well, if you come to National Convention, you'll really find with 800 people, you'll get 800 different stories. So the message there really is, it's the enthusiasm of the person who introduces the people that's the key. And it's their own personal belief in the word-of-mouth marketing system that really wins the day.
In the fourth step, you set up 2 or 3 dates to share your enthusiasm with your friends. Plan this out with the people who showed you the business. They're your support people, and it's great when they assist you with these first few presentations. Step 5 is a time to book into a company-sponsored function. The person who showed you this tape will have those dates from the latest company magazine. Copy them into your diary and make sure you attend. You can take other people who you want to involve in the business. Many people make it a special outing.
Oh, you really have to go to functions because, well, for me, functions are a lot of fun and I really have a good time. But you also learn a lot of information, and whether you've been in business for 5 years or a week, you can always pick up some snippet of information. It makes the business easy because of the information that you receive. And if you want to be a leader and take control of your life, you really have to be there.
Just like any business, for a quick, effective start, you'll need some tools. This BizPack has a career kit, business audios, and day one kits, just like the one we're using now, and lifestyle plans to help you share the business with others. It also contains videos, including the one you're watching. Talking about your new business to your friends is easy with this pack. Flip over your order form and you'll find the BizPack outlined. You can make it part of your first order. If you haven't done it yet, now is the time to make out that first order. Check out the order form and you'll see where the point values are listed near the prices. Avoid confusion here. Points and dollar values are not the same. The points are very important for your bonuses.
Actually, Dean, if you order a minimum of 100 points, that's where the bonuses start. It's a 4% bonus. On top of that, the company takes care of all your handling charges. But the reality of it is a 200-point order is a really better way to start because not only you're going to get a wider selection of products to start with, but more importantly, you get what we call the bulk saving bonus, which is an extra 3%. So now you're looking at 7% just on your own order.
And it really blows people away. You order your products and you get a cheque in the mail. You know, just for your own order. And I mean, there is something therapeutic about getting a cheque in the mail. There's no doubt about that.
And for the keen business builders, we recommend a minimum of a 250-point order. The simple reason is you move up to the next bonus level again and you're looking at about a 9% bonus, and that relates to around about $20.
And you blokes really like these products?
Look, I chuckle about it all the time. You sit down to breakfast, there's this beautiful muesli, it's delicious, and I'm eating it thinking, and these blokes are paying me for every mouthful. It's great, you know. So that's a real bonus. The products are great.
Yeah. But I've got to be honest, Dean, we've got 3 children in our family. We first saw it, we thought, yeah, is the value going to be in the products compared to other things? And I'm here to tell you it is. It's absolutely fantastic.
We're on page 10 now, where you apply to become a member by filling in your personal details and making out your cheque for the magazine subscription. You'll find the price on the current order form. By the way, you'll see on that same page a clip-out coupon for the book and tape program, by which you'll receive 4 inspirational audio cassettes each calendar month. The leaders in this business all subscribe to the book and tape program.
And we have the tapes on in the kitchen all day long, and often I'm standing in the kitchen crying or laughing, and it's like having these special people in your own home all day long to stimulate your mind. And instead of being a person housebound, I'm a person growing and developing in my own kitchen.
Well, really, Keith, we've covered a lot now of the Day One book on getting people started, you know, the first steps to take. The other thing about the Day One book, it's full of good, useful information to tide you over until the career kit comes in your business pack. Things like terminology, so you can understand what everything means, the fact sheet, how things actually work, special incentives and bonuses and things like that.
Yeah, the 500 Club.
Oh, yes. Here we go. I knew you wouldn't get by without hearing the 500 Club. Go on, Keith. Tell him about it.
Come on, tell me about the 500 Club. What's the
Well,
500 Club?
it's important because that's the basis of the business, because it's teaching you about width plus depth. Basically, you introduce a few friends, help them to do the same thing, and you qualify for the 500 Club. And there's an extra $50 bonus. I mean, that's pretty good.
But where do the 500 people come into it?
500 people. Fair enough. No, you introduce a minimum of 5 new people who order 100 points each. So there's the 500 Club.
Oh, 500 points, not 500 people.
But all the details come in your welcome pack. There's a sheet that explains it in full detail, so it's not a problem.
Right, well, look, I know a number of people who live interstate. How can I get them started or involved in this?
Oh, this tape would be a great way to start, but you don't just sort of post it off to them. You give them a phone call first, you know, and let them know it's coming.
Like I'd ring somebody up and say, I've got onto something exciting. If I send you a tape, can you watch it? They may want to go into details there, and then I say, well, no, it's all on the tape. Can you make sure, and it's really important, can you make sure you watch it in the next 2 to 3 days?
Why 2 to 3 days?
Well, if you don't do that, I mean, I've had things sent to me, and it's not important, so, you know, they'll leave it on the fridge for the next 32 years. You know? So it's important you put a deadline on it. And like I say, if I send it today, you'll have it by Wednesday. Can you watch it the next 2 days, and I'll talk to you Sunday night. Put a timeline on it so they know it's important and they need to get on.
The other thing that we find is very important is don't be tempted to think, oh, I'm posting off the tape, I'll just poke in some extra literature and maybe the day one book even. Because we find, you imagine what happens the other end, the tape turns up and they're a bit busy, so they put the tape to the side, then they sort of flick through this literature and they get the wrong idea.
And it's not, well, it's just not fair to people, because they'll read in the literature and they'll say, oh, have I got to sell something here? And word of mouth marketing is you don't sell any products. So that's one thing I've learned from Keith. Keep it simple, just send the tape.
And the other thing is you must follow up once they get the tape, so you can get a feeling for what their thoughts are, and then you can answer their questions and that. And after you've had that discussion, then you can post out the day one book or whatever's necessary to help them get started. So it's pretty simple.
And all this came about because we were talking about getting your house paid off. Now, I want to know, where is your list? Because it's time you made a start.
List.
Yep,
Well,
where's your list of people to call?
List of names.
Quite a number of names here, actually.
Well, let's get the show on the road and start ringing them up.
Right now?
I think we should.
Phone them now? Okay.
Why not?
Let's go and do it.
No point mucking about, I suppose.
If you do your share, this tried and tested business plan will work for you, just as it is working right now for hundreds of others. You can have a lot of fun because this is a very safe business to be in. It has long-term benefits, and it is within your grasp to reach out and take the opportunity and make your dreams come true. And now, a final word from Field Director John Smart.
You've just seen the great opportunities available to you through our business. And you saw an overview of our fantastic range of products. And that walk in the park with Keith and Jerry, that gives you all the nuts and bolts on getting started. My job as Field Director takes me into the homes of people just like yourself right across Australia. Knowing them as I do, I think I know how you're feeling right now. You're probably saying, well, I've got dreams. I'm here to tell you that we can help you change those dreams into realities. Speak to the person who shared this tape with you and join us.
Another tape is available for those who have become members and who require more information and training. It's been designed to be watched in conjunction with the Career Kit.